Travis Kelce is everywhere right now, and currently he can be seen on Amazon Prime hosting a new game show. And it's not really new because it is certainly based on a concept that we've seen before. The Jeff Foxworthy hosted Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? This one, Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my game show review for Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? This is airing weekly on Amazon Prime. There's going to be 20 episodes total. I think there's 4 or 5 up right now, and it is hosted by Travis Kelce. And of course, look, he's everywhere. Him and his brother both, Jason. They host a very popular podcast. Travis is, of course, in the news with Taylor Swift stuff, and they're on cereal boxes and all of this. But look, Travis is looking to branch out from football. Of course, he's still an active player, but I think, look, a lot of these guys try to look for other things they can do post NFL career, and he's already, branched into acting a little bit. He was recently on the American Horror Story Grotesquerie series. And he hosted SNL as well, about 2 years ago, maybe. And look, I don't follow football. So I'm not like sick of the Kelce brothers. I know some people, maybe they're a little overexposed, but I'm from Philly. So, Eagles are my team. If I had to pick a team, and I love these guys, both of them. I think they're awesome. I saw the Jason Kelce documentary, and Travis obviously, is becoming a huge star as a celebrity, as opposed to just an NFL player. But look, he obviously has some hosting chops with the podcast, so we'll see how that translates to the game show. But before we go any further into the show, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. If you are one of my subscribers already, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not, though, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell. But if you don't want to do that, you can just like this video or comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel as well. And I am a game show enthusiast. I love game shows. I have a playlist on my homepage for all of my recent game show reviews. Just about a week ago, I did a review for the new versions of Scrabble and Trivial Pursuit airing on the CW, so you can check that out as well. But let's talk about this one. Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? Obviously, this is based on the fifth grader version of the game, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy, which then spawned a whole bunch of other sort of imitators in other countries, the sixth grade challenge and whatever. So this time we've replaced the kids entirely. The questions are essentially the same, though. We go through, I think on that show, if I'm remembering, they maybe started at kindergarten, but here we start at first grade, go through fifth grade, with 2 questions from each grade, and you can pick them in any order you'd like. You can pick a celebrity to come up and help you, and they don't have to, but, on occasion, there's a couple of different ways you can be saved. One is if you get the answer wrong and the celebrity happened to get it right that you picked, then you're automatically saved. This one has a little bit of a new twist, called the pop culture question, pop quiz, it's called, where if you don't like one of your questions and you're not sure of the answer, you can swap it out for a pop quiz. And these are the easiest softball pop culture questions of all time. And all 5 celebrities get to kind of huddle up and figure out what the answer is. So, I mean, if you get that wrong, you shouldn't even be on the show. So that's easy. And then there's also a cheat where you can a peek where you can look at the other person's paper, the celebrity, and you can decide whether you want to keep their answer or go with your own, if they are different. And the celebrities, I don't know if they're going to be the same for all 20 episodes, but for the first few, they are. And it includes Chad Ochocinco, so there's your sports person, but then the rest are comedians. You've got Lily Singh, Ron Funches, and a couple of roast queens, Natasha Leggero and Nikki Glazer. Nikki Glazer is a huge Taylor Swift fan, by the way. And so I think her and Travis are kind of maybe friends outside of the game show universe. But in addition to that, if you get all 10 questions right, you can attempt for the $100,000 question, which is a 6th grade question, and you get to see the subject before you go. Look, I always liked the Jeff Foxworthy version of the show. I thought it was fun. I think they maybe did a syndicated version too that was shorter. These actually do run a little bit long. They're about 45 minutes or so, 40 to 45 minutes, which look, if it were an hour-long show on a primetime network with commercials, sure, then it would be about 45 minutes. But the problem is that, if there's only one contestant for that whole hour, you're only getting up to 11 questions, maybe 12 if they do the pop culture thing. The first episode, the first question wasn't even until the 6-minute mark or something like that. Because I paused it to look. I'm like, man, we've introduced all the celebrities. We've introduced how the game is played. We've, introduced the contestant. Like, at least give us something up front, and then you can introduce the celebrities or whatever. But boy, this show takes a while to get started. The second episode went a little bit quicker, I guess, because they assume you've watched the first episode and you know a little bit more about it. But still, they're still introducing the celebrities and whatever. So it still took maybe 4.5 minutes to get to the first question. That's by far my biggest issue with this show, is that the questions, there's not that many of them. For an hour-long show to only have, 11 or 12 questions, boy, sometimes in Millionaire, that could be the case too. But as you get up in the money in Millionaire, the questions get significantly harder. So sure, you need a little more time with some of those harder ones. These are all, grade school questions, and not that we know all of them, but it's a nice test for yourself. I liked seeing how many I got right, which was thankfully most of them. Not all, but I would say I got at least 85% right. So pat on the back there. But the other twist here, of course, is the difference between the fifth graders and the celebrities. So kids are inherently pretty funny. That's why they have, kids say the darndest things and all this stuff. And kids sort of off the cuff like that are funny. They're not necessarily going for a huge laugh. They're just funny being themselves. Here, we've got these celebrities who are, going for a punchline. And sometimes that works and it's fine. But can it be a little too much? I would say yes. I mean, we already have a lot of shows out there, game show wise, where celebrities are, trying to be hilarious. There's a syndicated show that Byron Allen does called Funny You Should Say. John Lovitz is on that. Louis Anderson was on that before he passed away. And that's, basically a concept similar to Hollywood Squares, which was you ask a question, you go to the celebrities and they say, some funny joke or one line or whatever. And by the way, they're reviving Hollywood Squares. It's going to be on, I think, next year with Drew Barrymore in the center. Or I think she's in the center. At least she's producing. Anyway, but they're bringing back Hollywood Squares. And so it's all kind of in that vein of like, ask a question to the contestant, and then we go to the celebrity for the joke or whatever, and then we come back to the contestant with the answer. Fifth grader was just a little more authentic with that, just because, like I said, kids are just kind of funny. And, their responses to the questions or to the contestants or to Jeff Foxworthy, was, I think, a big part of the success of that show. Here, yeah, look, I like these celebrities. I think they're funny. But always going for the laugh, it's just like, okay, I'd rather hear another trivia question, than this. So overall, this was definitely a middling affair for me. But I will say, Travis Kelce, he's a really good host. I mean, that's obvious from his podcast work, but the guy is likable, and I know there's some people that are tired of him or sick of him or whatever, but look, I think he's a very competent host, and I think he's the right choice for a show like this, because I think, like Jeff Foxworthy, we sort of they played into, all those blue collar guys kind of played into the sort of dumb hick kind of thing. And Travis Kelce sort of, not that he plays dumb at all, but I think there's a perception that maybe NFL guys are not as smart as other people. And whether that's true or not doesn't really matter. But just having sort of that conceit makes him, just like Jeff Foxworthy, a good host for a show like this, where you're asking, kind of younger, first grade, second grade questions. So look, overall, I will leave Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity with a C. It definitely is not as good as the original, but there are some elements to it I enjoy. But boy, they need to just get faster on those questions, move it along a little bit. All right, like I mentioned, you can see my other game show reviews on the playlist on the homepage for game shows, and that'll do it for now. Thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. I'll see you next time.